Yes, welcome back to the Sports Show. Time to get to our favourite segment, nearly one of our favourites, Baz. Bevan Jones joins us. Controversial Corner. Bevo, it has been a controversial couple of weeks in every sport, mate.
So much to talk about, boys. Great to see you, Baz, Smythe.
Yep.
I guess we'll start with cricket and the booing of Steve Smith. Now, I thought that was pretty poor form the other night. For those people that didn't hear about what happened, of course, Steve Smith copped a horrible bouncer from Archer, copped him in the neck, and he was down for the count. Horrible situation.
Not a horrible bouncer. He got the bouncer. He didn't play well.
Yeah, he didn't play well, but you know, you don't boo a guy when he's down there.
He was concussed too.
And very, very poor form. Even the Barmy Army actually singled out these people and said that was not a good look at all for the game. And I mean, there's booing Steve Smith, there's booing Bancroft and booing Warner for what they've done. That's banter. That's part of the game. But when someone's down for the count, especially a superstar like that, not good form. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, no. I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But he wasn't concussed, Phil. And I don't know whether you've suffered this yourself or not, but he got a delayed concussion. So they went through the right protocol to get him back onto the ground. Yep. I've had the same thing happen where I've hit a ball into my own head.
Yep.
And played the rest of
I've never done that.
Played the rest of the game and it was later on that night in the bar and I went upstairs and I collapsed halfway up the stairs. It was a delayed concussion.
That's a relief. I'm glad you said halfway up the stairs.
It was too. A delayed concussion and 25 pints of Newcastle Brown.
From downstairs to get upstairs.
No. But that's what happened to him. So, but the booing, I find deplorable. That was unbelievable. That when he came off the ground, they booed him.
Yeah, very poor form.
Somebody got kicked out of the MCC members, which is a very rare thing to happen. For doing it.
Yes.
And I find that just
and then when he had the courage to come back on the ground as well, they booed him again. That's very poor form.
Well, it's typical though. But why aren't they booing a guy who punched the lights out of some poor innocent bloke in the street like Stokes? Stokes got 100 and then everyone's clapping him.
I raised this 2 weeks ago.
Well, it's beyond me. That's okay. The thing that bugged me about the cricket, Bevo, and I have to bring this up.
I'm not going to talk about the catch.
I'm going to talk about the catch.
Okay, let's talk about the catch.
I'm going to talk about Root's catch because anyone who saw that, and I've had a lot of first-class cricketers contact me on...
You're talking about Root's catch on Smith?
Laubuschagne.
Laubuschagne.
Marcus Labuschagne.
Yep, okay.
Which clearly bounced.
Yes.
Now, as a cricketer, you know yourself when you've caught a ball. You know, definitely. He said that he got his fingers under the ball, which he probably did. He probably got one finger or two fingers maybe under the ball. But that ball bounced. The ball is not going to bounce up if it hits you in the fingers. It's going to hit and stay.
Slide,
and it'll be a dead ball. This hit the ground and bounced up.
The old one hand, one bounce.
Well, it's, to me, Joe Root is a captain under pressure.
No question.
That's what he is. He lost the first test, didn't make any runs. He missed out in both digs in the second test, and he needs a win badly, or he needs something to go for him. So he's thrown that ball. You know what I liken it to? The underarm.
Ooh,
now,
big
I know
call,
that's a big call, but that
controversial corner. Here we go.
But it was a captain under pressure. Greg Chappell was under pressure.
Yeah.
Joe Root is in a similar boat. He's the captain of England. He's lost the first test. He's made no runs, and he threw that ball in the air and said, "I caught it." No, you didn't, Joe. And I don't care whether you come out and say, "I'm an honest bloke, and I know when I caught him." You didn't catch it, and it was a clutch at straws to try and win the test. That's what it was. And I feel for Laubuschagne.
I agree with you, and I can see where your analogy is coming from. The only difference is I would defend Greg Chappell, whereas I can't defend Root, because what Greg Chappell did was within the rules of the game.
Yeah, not
the
in
rules
the
there, not in the spirit, but within the rules of the game.
Yeah, fair enough. At that stage it was,
He's broken a rule. He's clearly broken a rule, and on top of that, not within the spirit of the game. Now, I can't remember the fella. You'll remember that Darky talked about when he was here with the Simpson Cup going on.
Yes.
The young golfer that could have done exactly that, that didn't. And we sat here and went, what a credit to his sport. Yeah. What an absolute credit.
Yeah, absolutely.
He could have cheated. He could have played on. And
Adam Gilchrist, perfect example, used to walk.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
But it's good sportsmanship.
Well, Gilchrist is stupid.
So I reckon what we've got, if we go to the booing and the catch, you go, there's banter, as you called it, and then we cross a line.
Yeah, we cross the line.
And for whatever reason, I reckon in the last 5, maybe even 10 years, the lines got really blurred.
Yeah.
You know, what's acceptable. I mean, it's not acceptable to do what they did to Smith.
Yeah.
It's not acceptable to cheat to get a catch.
Yeah.
I reckon, and there's enough cameras around now.
Well,
if you're going to have a go at a couple of our cricketers, and I'm not defending Warner or Smith at this, but they were able to get the cameras on that and show a bit of sandpaper on the ball. I reckon there's enough cameras showing that, mate, you didn't catch that.
Well, mate, one of the great pictures of this catch.
But it's just been forgotten, hasn't it? It's
just
gone
I don't think it's been forgotten in our camp.
No, but it hasn't been mentioned a lot around the world, though, has it?
Just wait till we play England in a couple of years' time.
There's a great shot taken by somebody from the back of Joe Root. Now, obviously you can't see the ball when the camera's from the back, but it wasn't him. It was the guy who was just at backward square there.
Yeah.
Who went with his arms to go, whoa.
Oh, that's even worse, isn't it? He knew he didn't get it either.
Well, exactly. Had he caught it, he would have gone, oh, yeah.
So if you have to sum it up, if you summed it up so we can...
Captain
under pressure, people do strange things. The really elite champion athletes don't do that under pressure.
And how that third umpire...
Don't do it under pressure.
That went upstairs.
Yeah.
How that third umpire can give that out is has staggered the cricket world.
He's under pressure too.
Well,
He's got to get out of the box and get home.
The amount...
at least it didn't cost Australia.
I never thought of that.
If it cost Australia, then it'd be a lot worse, wouldn't it?
Well, if it had cost Australia, yes, it would have been. But it didn't cost Australia. But that third umpire should now... Well, they should buy him a set of golf clubs. You now go and play golf. You're no longer a third umpire. You're a golfer. You're a tennis player. But get out of here.
I know I should laugh, but I can't help but think of that ad on TV, where the girl swims across the lanes and she's in the wrong lanes and she goes to... I'm thinking maybe he needs to get a little sponsorship action there.
Specsavers, Smithy.
Specsavers, that's what I'm thinking. Don't worry about the golf clubs, mate. We'll send you to Specsavers. Hey, just quickly, because we can stay on this...
Can I just...
finish it.
My initial reaction when I saw the Root catch was, oh, geez, you were lucky there, Lorbs. Oh, what? No, don't throw it in the air. Oh, thank God, it's going upstairs.
Yeah.
Now, they'll see the angle, same angle as we're seeing, and then that'll be the end of it. That'll be all over. Came down, out. Now, to me, someone's got to go.
Yep.
And that's got to be, whatever his name was. Can't even think of the ump's name.
Oh, the
Joel
West Indian guy. He's had a couple of shots.
They took him off the track and put him up there.
Yeah.
Because he made a few howlers out of it.
Now he's done another one.
Who are you more disappointed, just quickly, because we've got to move on, we're going to run out of time.
Yep.
You're more disappointed in Root doing it, or you're more disappointed in the umpire not spotting it?
Oh, I'm disappointed in Root.
Yeah, that's what
because
he's right there.
Clearly he didn't catch it. Yeah. And that's as simple as that. I don't care what anyone says. He did not catch that ball.
I actually did like Root, but I've lost a bit of respect for him.
Well, I have too now after that. It's a bit the same as you lose... well, no, that's another story.
All right, let's move on. What have you got? What else you got?
A bit of AFL, guys. Yep. Obviously, we have to talk about our two South Australian teams. Unfortunately, last weekend was a disaster. Firstly, the Crows going down by 66 points, and then the Power... Every chance, it was all basically left in their own hands to play final footy again and failed. 86-point loss to the Roos. Full credit to the Roos and the Pies. Both teams are sensational in their wins. But, is there issues there at Port and the Crows? Start with you, Smithy.
So we're a bit far on the outside, aren't we, to be commenting? Yeah. I reckon what we find in a situation like this is the character of your players. Yeah. So we're going to lose. Everybody loses. There's other results over the course of the year where we've gone, shouldn't have lost to them. Too many injuries, whatever the reasons we're losing. Yeah. Let's find out this weekend what the character of both playing groups' players are. So are they going to respond?
That's a fair point.
So you need to take some ownership of a loss. When we lose, everybody's got some responsibility. Yeah. So we can all point fingers, it was Pikey's fault. Oh, no, Eddie Betts didn't play well. Oh, no, it was, I don't reckon Boakey had a good game. No, everyone's involved. Yeah. From the top to the bottom, we're all involved. Yeah, we'll all take some ownership. Let's find out this weekend. I reckon it's a good discussion next week after we see this weekend's results.
Teams,
Especially because Port playing Freo could be a dead rubber as well, so that'd be very interesting to see what happens.
Well, I had a good dream. I dreamt that Eddie had got his only kick for the day. It was a 29.5-minute mark of the last quarter, a snap, and he got a point. And the Crows
beat the Dogs?
By a point.
And we're a chance to play finals.
Yeah, and then in my dream, Port got a free kick right in the square, which was the worst free kick ever paid in the AFL history. And he hit the goal. Port's in.
I like it, Paz.
Great dream.
Then we go on to win the flag.
No, that's a dream.
That's a dream, is it?
Because the way we're playing, Rosewater would have knocked us off last week.
All right. Well, Bevo, we have to go, mate. The floor manager's given us the big Hooley wind-up, mate. Always appreciate you coming in.
Always a pleasure, boys.
Always run out of time too, mate.
We do.
So stay with us. Still, a bit more to come on the show.